You're picking up someone from middle school. What absolute banger do you pull up blaring to embarrass them mercilessly?
I used to pick up my brother blaring Milkshake by Kelly's. He absolutely hated it. Tune it ton.
Careless whisper. Full volume. While I'm doing air saxophone.
Baja man who let the dogs out. My dad used to pick me up blaring Fergalicious, and singing every frickin' word of it. My brother used to always blast Mr. Roboto, Don't Stop Me Now, Intergalactic, and other songs like that when he used to pick me up from high school, and at the time I was so embarrassed, but now they're my favorite memories from HS.
Step 1, wait until Fortnite is uncool with middle schoolers. Step 2, play anything from Fortnite while acting like you're the coolest person to ever live for knowing it.
What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it?
When people say you're doing something the wrong way but really they usually just mean you're not doing it their way.
How about the winning lottery numbers when I ask if I can do anything else for someone?
I used to work at Shares. I got so fucking tired of the amount of people asking if I knew their name as soon as they walked in.
That the human eye can only see 32 frames per second.
10% of your brain. Had a friend ask me if I thought that, if we could use more than 10% of our brain, we would be able to fly. Took some restraint to not go off about it.
The word millennials when said by any kind of reporter/TV presenter.
What do most people do wrong in a fight?
Try to go crazy and expend lots of energy when not needed to.
Take lunging punches. From what I've noticed, most people that have not had any training just throw as many punches as fast as they can, hoping some of them will connect instead of having any sort of strategy.
Think that they can fight. Most people think they can't. Control breathing. You'd be surprised how quickly you'll get gassed. Solid way to get yourself code.
If you turned into your username, what would you do?
I don't know exactly, but give me your wallet, for starters. Fuck if I know.
Aussies, you guys ready for round 2?
Not certain, but it might be painful.
Exactly what I'm doing now.
Make sure there are 5 much more likely suspects.
Eat myself and my 220 brothers.
What's the absolute worst piece of advice you ever received?
Just get pregnant and marry him. He will have to stop cheating if you do. God, am I glad I didn't listen to that.
You only need to feed newborns once a day. Fucking what?
Don't worry about the cost of the wedding, you'll make it back in the gets.
If you have a bicycle, saw it in half and get 2 unicycles. Advice from an honest hobo in San Francisco holding a sign that said $1 for bad advice.
Taking Zoloft will help your disgusting porn addiction. I'll just tell your mom you're depressed and prescribe it to you. My first therapist I had when I was 13-14 years old and hypersexual from childhood sexual abuse.
Have you ever got scammed? What happened?
Someone tried to scam me by creating a Craigslist ad giving away things that I left outside my business. He even got some of my staff to help him load it onto a trailer by showing them the ad.
One time I woke up to 10 $100 charges in microtransactions for a mobile-based building game. Never owned or played the game, and was overdrafted $600 plus while the bank tried getting the money back.
What was something that made you say, yeah, that person's not right in the head?
She was sitting next to me on the bus, digging into her face with her dirty nails until she bled. Then she licked the blood off her fingers.
During my student placement in a psychiatric hospital, I was tasked with teaching an axe murderer how to relax. He killed his neighbor for ringing his doorbell.
Worked in a cell phone store, and this 400-pound lady came in and asked me to fix her iPhone. I looked at the phone and the background was her butt-ass naked spread eagle with her cooter on display dead center. Her internet worked fine BTW.
What's the best riddle you know?
The maker doesn't want it, the buyer doesn't use it, and the user doesn't see it. What is it?
What is something you have and want to share, but when you share you don't have it anymore?
This belongs to you but everyone else uses it.
What 5-letter word can be pronounced the same if you take away 4 letters?
What gets bigger the more you take out?
How do you differentiate between someone being nice and someone flirting with you?
If possible, see if they are intensifying the flirting over time. If they're interested in you, then they might try to be more insistent as time passes. If not, they might only be a nice person who sounds flirty when they're being nice.
Hell, sometimes I can't even tell when I'm being nice or flirty. Good luck. Usually years later and with regret.
See how they act towards other people. If they act in the same friendly way to other men/women, then they are probably also just being nice to you.
Flirt back. If their flirting increases in frequency or intensity, they were flirting. If they pull back, they were just being nice. Stop your flirting, and it's all good.
What old game are you still playing today?
The fact people are saying games like Skyrim and Fallout makes me feel old, as that's about the limit of what my PC can run.
Rediscovering Roller Coaster Tycoon on my iPad right now. The game is exactly as I remember it. Smile.
Conquer spat for a day.
Chess.
Oh 2, I play the Steam version, hope it still counts.
How old is old? I still like to play through Super Metroid every so often.